said, before the whole family goes, I want to see what is the success. You know what? I was here with my husband and 2 kids and 2 brothers, a whole family. If we start living, eating up the money what we have, it goes very quickly, if you don't make. So sure enough, he was there and looked and tried. I remember he tried export and import with bicycles. In Austria, they have a very famous make. He came back, he said, I don't have the responsibility to take a family and make their living. So it went. He came back home and started some business.
Other uncle that was already in Romania, Nagyvárad, so we went to him because he didn't have any family. He lost his wife and children and he was there. And I was living with them for a while. And I was in Bucharest. He had an apartment in Bucharest. And I was there because in that apartment in Nagyvárad there was very little room. And in the meantime he got married. He married his niece and my cousin.
She was, as my husband used to say, oh, he loved her. In a million years does not born is like she was born, Edith. She was like, first of all, she was gorgeous. And she was not aware of it, that she's so beautiful and educated and friendly.
I was in Nagyvárad and I was there for a while and I didn't know anything about my sister. I don't know where she was alive or not. We sent home letters to her hometown, nothing. And then there was a Red Cross office, I think in Bucharest, and my cousin Lily went up there and there was a big lot of survivors, the name and where they are. She found Eva's name on the Red Cross list and she's in Sweden, and that's the way we got in touch.
And suddenly, when I was in that family, that's when I got a letter from my sister that she saw my name on the Red Cross list in Romania, and she wrote me. So then I was the happiest person. And then she wrote me who else is alive from the family, because I didn't know about anybody. I had no idea. And then that's when we were corresponding, and that's when we know about each other, but we didn't meet for a long time yet. Because I was in Sweden until my uncle from Prague, Uncle Chaim, and his wife Edith, they said that they're going to make arrangements that I should come to Prague from Sweden. I was there 2 years in Sweden. I was in Sweden all by myself, by these families, and they were very nice. And when I left that family, so they said, you should know that if you are not happy with your family where you are going, you're always having a home by us. And they were such a nice people, and poor people, I'm telling you, poor. They're working people, and they had such a heart, that's unbelievable. So this is how I went. I went to Prague after that, to Uncle Chaim, and then they didn't have a home, they didn't have an apartment, they lived in a hotel. So I was also living in this hotel. I wasn't too happy there because Uncle Chaim made a living from all kind of exchange money with this and that, black market money, and I was very nervous. I was so nervous to be there because I was always afraid that they're going to catch him or me or whatever, because sometimes I had to carry the money after he went in a dance, and I carried packs of money in my pocketbook and I went and delivered it wherever I had to. It was very nerve-wracking for me, but I had no choice. I had no place to go.
Back home I didn't find nobody, only my sister was also in concentration camp and my brother, and I find them there. My brother was there already, but my sister come after me in 52 in Germany. In 52 I was going to a wedding in Belgium to a friend of mine got married. And there I met Antwerp. There I met my wife, and then we got eloped. That means we got
so fast.
engaged.
Not so fast.
Not so fast.
2 years.
It took 2 years till I was coming back and forth from Germany. And then after that we got married in Paris. We didn't get money to make a wedding in Antwerp because we know too many people. And then we had to come to the wedding, and we didn't have the money to do that. We go to Paris, and in Paris we was a restaurant, Eden restaurant, and there we got married, and we was 6 people, and we took 4 people from the restaurant.
Oh no!
wasn't exactly like that, but we wasn't too many people.
It was small.
So very small.
Yeah, by the time I knew already, unfortunately everybody perished in. It was a very happy feeling to get together with somebody, at least, from home, after being went through so much as a young kid.
The first time we went to Hungary from here, mainly we went to see the man who was hiding my husband, and then only the nuns were no more. The Russians are finished all up now. They had no religion, they had no respect for this. So it was never so. They say they killed them and this and that. But you go through such times. It gives you in mind, with the mind. How many times even today I think and I want to remember, but certain things I see, now we're talking about the nuns. Now I remember if I would see her now. She was an unbelievable woman. I mean, what interest does she have to give me special attention? But she felt like I was with a baby also. I don't remember having people there with babies. I was thinking it's not so much me. She had a feeling for the baby and was a very cute baby. She loved the baby. She used to come in and so, you go out sometimes a little bit in the garden, let me babysit for you. She loved the baby. It made probably also, but she was a woman with a feeling, and especially she was German.
Let's say where this country, my children didn't have grandparents. Now I know that I have grandchildren, and now I have already great-grandchildren, what it meant. They didn't have grandparents, but when they came in this country, children had. And my children were lucky enough because my husband had parents. They had parents who came here before the war. So they had a grandmother and a grandfather, but my sisters didn't have. And when my children spoke about Babi, I'm going to Babi, my grandmother, or they killed this or that. So my nephew asked his mother, Mommy, what's a Babi? What's a grandmother? And I said that's very sad when a child doesn't know what it means. You know, when it happened to us, it happened to everybody around us. So it wasn't like today if somebody loses a mother or a father, such a terrible tragedy, never an orphan or something. But then it happened to everybody, so I wasn't the only one who didn't have a mother or a father. It was very seldom if somebody had a parent.
Sometimes I wonder, I cannot believe that was me that went through this story. But I went through, even when Judy was she's like a middle-aged woman today. When she was born, and a Jewish woman left from the hospital because she had to go, she was Jewish. By me, they didn't know. But when she left, everybody, it was a big room where we were,